go. All right, gang, so off we go to the races. Starting with a march in place. Oh, that's right. I just recalled. Sue said she was headed to Florida, so she's in Florida and Susan's out on sick leave. Good. Forward and back. 1, 2, 3, tap. And back 2, 3, tap. 2 more sets like this, just establishing the tempo, warming up. 1 more set like this. Good. Let's add a chest fly. A little preparatory work or sports-specific warm-up tonight. We'll be doing chest flies on the bench a little bit later. Good, now pull over. We'll start it slow with this long lever. Good, now up-tempo. And again. Back to the chest fly. And the pullover. Keep going. Back to the chest fly we go. Now the pullover. So we're cutting it in half. Chest fly. Pull over. Cutting it in half again. Chest fly. Pull over. Again. 1 of each. Fly over. Fly over. Fly over. 4 more sets. 3 more sets. 2 more. 1 more. Forward and back. Recover. Good. You guys keep going. I'm just going to make a slight adjustment on my camera here so you do not have the headless instructor. There we go. All right. Change of foot pattern coming up. Right here. March out wide. March in. Out. In. 2 more sets like that. Good. Now out, out, in. Good. 4 more. We're going to switch leads. On the downbeat, 8 counts out. 8 counts in. Out for 4. In and out. Out, out, in. Getting us ready for that straddle step. 4 more. Nice job. Grab your bench on the vertical orientation. Let me pull up my timer. We are ready to take some torture. All right. Pulling this bench into place. Once you've moved your bench, please make sure that you're locked in, okay? All right, clock is running. We're gonna start with a T-step. So it's up, out, up, back and tap, up, out, up, back and tap. I love the T-step because we get to operate in 2 different planes. This sagittal plane, the front to back, and then that frontal plane, the out part and in part, right? 1 whole minute. It takes a minute to get the hang of it. By the 2nd and 3rd round, though, you should be good. There it is. Nice. On to our second station. Grab your weights for a reverse lunge. I'm going to set up directly beside my bench. We're going to lunge back, one leg only. So remember what leg you're doing this round. Good. Keep going. Now I'm going to lunge to the side. So you can see I've got nice big square leg angles. So no sharp angles for those knees. We need to step back far enough that we protect the front knee. The back knee comes close to the floor, but it doesn't necessarily have to touch. You may find balance to be a bit of an issue. Just do your best. And if you have to, you can always lose the weight and use a chair. Great. Okay. Station number 3 already is the chest fly on the bench. So go ahead and lie supine or on your back on your bench. Now, make sure, sorry, I'm eating my hair here. Make sure that your spine is neutral. Weights right over the chest, right? Here we go. Open out to the side. Just a slight dip in that elbow below the bench height so that you can get a little bit of a stretch through the chest. However, only you know how much is too much. So tune in, make certain that the shoulders are supported and stable. Maybe a slight depression in the shoulder girdle. And remember to engage that deep abdominal muscle, that transverse abdominis, so that you've got super good support for your back. Remember, neutral spine. Chest flies. There it is. Hang right there, guys. All right. Both weights are going to come together. Yeah, hang right there. Hang right there. Both weights are going to come together for the pullover. Bring both weights together. Bring them up over your chest. And now lower them back behind you slowly. Elbows are slightly bent. Now, you're going to have to really be careful here, controlling that weight behind you. When you pull those weights back, I want you to feel that right underneath that armpit, right where your arm attaches by your rib cage there. And this is the pullover. Now, please be sure you do not arch your upper back off your bench. Utilize the deep intrinsic abdominal muscles to help stabilize your spine on the bench. If you find your rib cage flaring or popping up off the bench, just be careful. Batten down that abdominal hatch and take care for your back. All right, guys, come back up. Straddle step on the bench. Back into our cardio. Let's start this slow. You're going to go up, knee, down, down, up, knee, up tempo. We still have 3/4 of a minute. And we are really cruising right through this first circuit. We'll be doing 3 rounds. We're more than halfway through round 1. Time flies when you're having fun. Straddle, straddle. The one thing about the nearness of this bench is you're going to have to pay close attention. Make sure your footing is secure. We have 5 seconds. There it is. Okay. Grab your band. We're going to be doing reverse flies with our band. Going to hold your band a little wider than chest width apart or shoulder width apart. Right at chest level. Pull it apart. Now you want, again, you're going to want to be careful that you don't stick your chest out or flare your rib cage, right? We want to keep that rib cage aligned with that pelvis as you fly. Keep going. That's it. Martha, you're still frozen, but you're on the honor system. You're doing great. I think we're doing good so far. I haven't had any lag. Have you guys had any lag? Yes or no with your head? No, good, beautiful. Nice. Reverse flies. We haven't done these in a while. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Oh my goodness. You're gonna want your ball on your mat. And I'm just gonna back my bench up so that I can come into camera view. All right, we're gonna start with bird dog on the ball, guys. You know this drill. Whenever you're ready, imagine that you are Superman flying on one arm and one leg. Now I want you to notice when I do this that I lift from my buttocks and I lift from my shoulder so I don't arch my back up off that ball. Another way to think about it is imagine that you're drawing your belly button up off the ball. That'll get you to engage that transverse abdominis. So important for stabilizing our spine. Oh my goodness, there it is already. Okay, flip right over. You guys, you're not gonna believe this, but we're already at the end of round one. So flip right over, hug your ball between your knees. This is a great exercise for the pelvic floor and for the inner thighs. Now, Martha, you're gonna be glad you have that small ball. Without arching your back now, lower the ball down, pick it back up. Ball dead bug. Now, if I arch my back right here, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna plant it down and move it back, okay? Just be sure that your range of motion is only what your abdominal endurance and strength can tolerate. In other words, you want to be able to stabilize. Good, keep going. Oh, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time to enjoy this. Bra strap on the floor. Middle rib cage on the floor. There it is, guys. There is round one. Come up. Take a few seconds for transition time as we are in between rounds. But then, gang, guess what? Rest break is over. Lock in, T-step. Up, up, out, out, in and down and tap. If you can't get the hang of the tap on every 8 count, don't worry. Just switch leads about halfway through. That way it's fair to either side of your body. So up, up, out, out, in, down, and tap. If you can coordinate all that, you're doing great. 10 seconds. Now we're going into our reverse lunge next. So have your weights ready. There it is. There it is. Okay. Reverse lunge now. Remember what leg you did last time, and just do the opposite side. Take a moment to make sure that your balance is in check. Get the back knee close to the floor, but it doesn't necessarily have to touch. Just protect that front knee by keeping the ankles big and open and wide. Your weights can be the grip of your choice. Side, front rack, whatever. Kind of hard to rack a back lunge, like a back squat, but you could try it, I guess. Good for opening up the anterior shoulder. It's all good. Speaking of opening up the anterior shoulder, next to our chest flies, There it is. Hit the bench, gang. Chest flies to pullovers, so stay put. Minimal transition. One right into the other. Weights right over the chest. Elbows slightly bent. We open to the side, protecting the shoulder. Feeling for that slight stretch. Pull the weights together. We operate from a neutral spine. So make sure that that area right under your bra strap is connecting with your bench. Feels so good. About a third of the way through round 2. Yahoo! Goes by quick. We're getting her done. A little higher intensity, not much rest. Take that shoulder girdle connection with the bench. Slow these down to your tempo of comfort. You do not have to keep up to me. All right, gang, pull over. I'm adjusting my timer. Here we go. Caution on the over. Protect and find your range of motion. Find what is tolerable for the shoulder and the amount of weights and the pull of gravity. And remember to dip your chin slightly so you're not arching your neck. Super important. We protect the cervical spine. We protect that lumbar spine by utilizing our stabilizer muscles, allowing these big lats, pecs to do their job unencumbered. Nice full range of motion. Big demanding exercise to pull over. Can also be done with the bands. Maybe we'll try that next week. Again, focus on pulling right from underneath that armpit. Put your mind into your muscle to get more work out of that muscle. Straddle, everybody. Up knee. Straddle, straddle. Planting that foot right in the center of the bench. So you want to keep your eye on your target, right? Making sure we step wide enough and we have enough dorsiflexion so we clear that bench. In other words, you can pull your toes up enough so you don't catch the ball of your foot on the side of your bench, right? Stepping wide enough, stepping high enough. Gonna add a little propulsion here, a little tap, or hop rather at the top. So I'm catching a little air right there. This is gonna increase the intensity quite a bit. You could vacillate in between, maybe a couple hops and a couple knots. All right. Reverse fly, guys. Switching back to upper body. Elbows straight. Big pull through the back of the upper arm, the back of the shoulder. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Imagine how wonderful this is for your posture, guys, right? We all need that, right? You're doing great. Keep that tension up, elbows slightly bent, and then it stays fixed in that position. And we think about squeezing through those shoulder blades. Slight bend in the knees. You may find you need a slight tuck at the butt to help you maintain neutral spine, especially when you're fighting through that range of motion, when you are pulling that band for all you're worth. All right, gang. Grab your ball. Grab your mat. Bird dog. 2 dead bugs. Without any further ado, you guys jump right on it. You know what to do. I'm just going to make myself a little camera wiggle room here. And you guys go for it. Yes, nice job. Bird dog. This is where you fly. like Superman flying on one leg. You want to keep your gaze right off the end of your mat so that you get that neutral extension through the neck area. And you also want to think about neutral extension through the lumbar spine. So I don't let my gut sink into my ball. I think about almost pulling it up off the ball. I keep myself as light and floaty as I can. Okay, flip over. Half a dead bug. We are at the bottom of round 2 already. And we are sailing through this Tuesday portion. Here we go. So I'm going to lift my arms up so I can't use my hands for baffles. Palms can be facing out. They can be facing one another. But I'm making sure I can feel my mat with my shoulder girdle. As I lower that ball down, I make sure that I'm fixing that lumbar spine, that controlling that pelvic position, not allowing it to rock fore and aft. No way. Fixing that with my strong abdominal. Holding it there. You are strong, you are stable, you are secure, and so is your spine. Keep going. We are almost back to round 3. Oh yeah, there it is. Pop on up. Take a moment for transition as we are between our rounds. I'm going to place my bench back up so that I don't feel like I'm out in left field. And again, check it to make sure that you are locked in. Only then, start your T-step. Like I did on my straddle step, I can add a little bit of a hop as I switch legs, alternating from right to left. Right as I come up and off the bench. Securing my footing by paying close attention to where I'm stepping. Like walking on a rocky trail. Watch your footing. There it is. All right, guys, grab your weights for your lunge. Slightly different now. Third round, we get to alternate. Remember, balance will be a factor as you transition from one side to the other. Just do your best. And if you find you need to ditch the weights and grab a chair so that you can maintain your balance, then by all means, please do so. Your body weight will probably be sufficient enough, considering the high volume of the work that we're doing. Again, the knee doesn't have to touch. But if you want to try that challenge, don't bang it. Just try to tap it. You're doing great. You must feel good. You look good. All right. Station 3. Chest fly into our beautiful pullover. Now remember, careful on the shoulders, guys. Mind into your muscle, mind into your joints. Mind what they're telling you. Squaring myself up here. Basically imprinting like I do in Pilates, ensuring neutral cervical spine, neutral lumbar or lower back area. Both sides of my hip bones, the posterior spine of my hip bone, supported by my bench. Feet, knees, hips in alignment. Be relaxed. Working through that chest wall. feeling the big spread like an eagle. Pull it together. All that power right there. Okay, pull over, gang. Right into it. Again, exercising caution, particularly on the first couple. Pay attention to what you can do, where you can go with good form. Keep that bra strap down on that bench. Fix it right there, like you're stuck. And let's face it, right now, you might be stuck there. Because we're definitely working up a sweat. It's all good. Fight the urge to rush this. Focus on your form, focus on control, focus on maximizing that pull right underneath that arm. Feels so good, that concentrated effort right there. Imagine it widening those lats, strengthening that attachment to your upper arm. Just a slight bend in the elbows. Up we go, guys. Not too fast, don't get dizzy. Straddle step to reverse fly, gang. So up and out, up and straddle. Right out of the gate now, I've added propulsion. As it's my third round, I want to max this out. I'm going to add a little jab up overhead just to give me that nice contralateral balance. You could do both arms if you really wanted a great big push. The bigger the movement, the greater the cardiovascular demands. You could add a chest press and an overhead press. Again, you could chest fly. Be creative. Straddle, straddle. There it is. All right, gang, reverse fly. I know your shoulders are tired. Keep a smile on your face and keep pulling that band apart. It's only a minute. It doesn't last long, but it gets you strong. Builds your endurance. Nice and strong. You can work your way up through your bands from your light to your medium to your heavy to your ultra heavy. It feels good to do that. Just like going up in weights, right? It's like, ooh, I'm getting real strong. Not only that, but I can endure a lot. Watch the wrist, especially when you start getting tired. Watch the shoulders coming up. You know, keep an eye on all that stuff. A mind's eye on all that. You know your good form techniques. Oh, there we go. All right, gang. We're at the bottom of round 3. I want to see your best, absolute best bird dog ever. Your absolute best and most stable dead bug. Again, I'm going to pull my bench out of the way so we have plenty of visual space here for Zoom. Don't wait for me, though. Gonna hold this, challenging now the endurance in my back, my sides, my front. The pelvic floor is tight. I'm coordinating my breath. Really feeling that connection right where my leg attaches onto my body. I reach out from that area just as I reach out from my shoulder. Whoop, flipping over. Here we go, gang. Last exercise of the third round, dead bug with the ball. I don't know about your bug, but mine's still moving. Mine's not dead yet. Everything in its place. I'm still kicking. I hope you are too. I see those balls moving. Keep it up, gang. You're doing great. Right from here. Pull it down. Stabilize, stabilize. Stabilize that pelvic girdle. Nice and controlled. Keep it up. There it is. That's a wrap, guys. We are going to stretch. And I don't believe there. I'm looking for my royalty-free stretch music, and I'm not pulling it up immediately. And I had it up. I don't know what happened to it, but in any case, I think what we'll do is we're going to stretch in peace and quiet. How's that sound? Okay. Adidia says yes. All right. So first of all, let's start with our upper body, gang. So the pec fly, right? We want to stretch these pecs, okay? The lats, the anterior shoulder, and of course the neck area a little bit. So let's start first with our anterior shoulder stretch. I'm going to interlace my fingers behind me. I'm going to plane my chin parallel to the floor here. I'm going to anchor my abdominals in so that my rib cage does not come out over my pelvis. I'm going to lift my chest slightly here. My feet are about hip width apart. My feet are parallel. And I just roll that upper arm bone back. And then if you can, try to lift up. But remember, don't arch your back, right? Protect that neutral spine. All right. From the anterior shoulder now into this pec wall. So hands behind the head. Now, I love the pec stretch on the wall. But because we don't have a wall right here, right now, we'll just use our head. So I'm going to push the back of my head into my hands. I'm going to push my fingertips into the back of my head. Hold that wonderful stretch, opening up that butterfly. So pull those elbows back. Awesome. Great. Okay. From here, we're going to hit the mat. We're going to start with the quads because we did all those lunges, heavy lunges one side, then the other, and then alternating. So please lie prone or face first on your mat. Grab your foot. Place the back of your head on your forearm. Relax here, pressing. Not pushing necessarily, but just making contact with the hip bones and the floor or your mat. Just enjoy that stretch. If you can, lengthen that femur, lengthen that leg bone away from your hip socket. Slowly release and repeat to the other side. Hold that stretch. We're going to stabilize the other leg by contracting that quadricep on the other leg as we stretch this quad on this leg. We're not going to turn the knee out. I'm going to try to pull that leg pretty vertical here. And again, I'm going to be cognizant of my hip bones. From here, place both hands under your shoulders. Push yourself up and back into a child's pose. Hold that stretch. And this will, of course, stretch the buttocks, the upper portion of the hamstrings, the shins even, and, of course, the lats. Go ahead and walk your hands over to one side. It doesn't matter which, but keep your body oriented toward the middle. Of course, your head will have to bend slightly. It's okay. Feel that stretch more in the lats and under your arm now, and then switch over to the other side. And again, just kind of relax the shoulders down. As you do, you're going to feel that stretch right through those lats, right through the back, that upper middle back there. Okay, from here, we're going to flip over onto our back side. We're going to stretch into the hamstrings. So let's go ahead and extend one leg up. Support the leg if you can. If you can't, it's okay. And if you can't straighten that leg, just bend the knee a little bit. It's all good. Do what you can. Listen to your body. Pay close attention to all those spaces in your back. Make sure there are spaces where there are supposed to be spaces and masses where there's supposed to be masses. And just enjoy that stretch. From here, we're going to pull that leg in. We're going to extend that other leg out. We're going to stretch the hip flexor on that lower leg by activating that heel energy out through that heel. Stretch that leg like somebody's pulling on it. And at the same time, you're pulling on your upper leg. Go ahead and switch sides, guys. This will be a quick wrap up. Continue stretching your glutes on your own. I am going to sign off. I want you to thank you for your wonderful energy, your fantastic participation, and I will see some of you in Pilates in a moment. Have a great night.